Hello everyone. I would like to talk about a moment that comes where there is no longer a need for any other moment, because the depth of your awareness to an idea has made it hollow. And so in that hollowness, you have found the space to recognize who you are. Now, man has the ability to cognize, You find new entrances when you are given exits. And so many entrances are beyond the room, because the room that you think you are is not the immediate reality that is being looked at. At times we are innately within our own subtler observance of just abstraction. And in that abstraction, in that abstract thinking, we're not really the abstract thinker. We're not thinking, we're observing it. So man's greatest ability has come from how he has acknowledged the screen, which is his life. And so the screen means that what we see, we can observe. For example, if someone is walking in front of you, you can observe them. Now, if someone is walking behind you, could you observe through their eyes? And you see that there are realms in which it's as if our existence, our being, has not looked at itself, because there's more to look at. And you will see that it is really dependent on the many different subtleties of thought. You see, I have personally found that transitioning through different thought modalities, in other words, different ways of thinking, is actually engaging different senses of self, which you're not keeping, but you can rationalize a sense of self from. You know? For example, when you look at the nature of the mind, especially in my own experience, of course, of Buddhist practice, you see there is a clarity there that is empty. When clarity and emptiness become synonymous, you simply just recognize that all the rush in which you have had is not something that you are carrying to your next greater point of focus after the confrontation of death. And you know, it is very hard to talk about something that has not happened, because the human being is still acknowledging time very differently. Space and time limit consciousness to find new symbols, because we have attached ourselves to not being comfortable if something doesn't make sense. If someone comes and speaks gibberish to you, you are calling it gibberish. And so what is the motivation of life in another human being to just express themselves regardless of their thinking? You see, the problems with humanity begin because the human being is not first conscious of its being first before the human. And regardless of that, if you were conscious of the being, you cannot judge another being. How can you judge life when you are held together by it? When your breath is the string that has weaved you to this reality. And so the sensitivity of man dissolves into the unknown aspect of man. And so the unknown aspect of man, when one confronts it directly, when you really want to see what's behind that door, it has relevance, but eventually the relevance fades. Because you go back to that moment where you're finding the hollowness in things. And when I say hollowness, think of it this way. If my whole life I thought a banana was an orange, imagine realizing that it's not an orange. And so you see that you have just instantly given yourself the ability to acknowledge something more than the things in your certainty, because you have not seen everything. No one has. No one has seen everything, but everyone has a part of everything within them. And what that means is that we can see the dance of existence in any scale of refraction. When our lenses crack in ways where confusion sprouts, the lens must be taken off for a clearer vision to appear. So transition is the moment where the static state recognizes its dynamic presence. And through that presence, realms open up and close in an instant to show you that all that you knew that could be known was right here. And so once the mind of man no longer speaks, it will listen to itself much clearly. And when I say speaks, I mean it projects and shapes and constructs and then sees, I'm not happy with this construction. You sit down, you think about something, you do something, you've been conditioned to know, okay, hard work, rational, very rational, very structural approach. And there's nothing wrong with the structural approach, but it's that sometimes it hides certain dimensions of you. It doesn't show you some aspects of you because you're constantly trying to be this shape. And so the ability to confront the shapeless actually comes from really confronting the shape, not ignoring the shape. You don't go trying to see the invisible by closing your eyes, because if you do, you're just where you are. You look at it so deeply that your eyes transform into the next view. And so that view holds an omniscient quality, which can be the peaceful smile of the Zen master after opening his eyes from a timeless reality. There are many ways to approach things and ideas and objects and subjects and everything. It is your ability to clearly see what you are approaching that will make your approach valuable. And what that means is that if I'm supposed to meet someone and I have no idea where they are, I have no idea where I am, I don't even know which street I'm on, then it's going to be very hard for me to find out where I'm supposed to go, right? And so what you do is you look at where you are and you try to see the immediate signs of your trust in your moment of existence. And the minute you become gentle, it's as if the butterfly notices the beauty of your shoulder. And so you no longer need to catch things with a bag of reasoning that is not really reasonable for you because your emotive and in other words, life energies are gravitating towards where you need to be, and it might not be that limited thought. Thoughts are great gifts, but at times, if you don't open the gift, you're just carrying weight. Observe yourself, and once you are aware of sight without needing to see, all that you see there is here. Dance with the cosmos and remember your feet. Much blessings. And namaste.